Despite the considerable amounts of debate existing upon the topic, standardized testing remains a prominent facet of modern education. Because this technique of approximating student intelligence has worked wonderfully thus far, it can be expected to continue doing so. Standardized testing is an inspired tool and should be continued in order to keep teachers and students successfully executing school curriculum and ensuring preparation for college. In 1904, the French Ministry of Education requested that psychologist Alfred Binet devise an examination for students in their education program. The ministry hoped the test would allow them the ability to more adequately educate their students. The Binet-Simon test, which became known as the first practical IQ evaluator, resulted from this request. Following the lead of these revolutionaries, several educators within the U.S. also began to implement standardized testing. American psychologist Lewis Terman was among the first to notion that every person has an innate, numerically expressible intelligence quotient that a test can discern. Standardized testing is important to continue to implement in schools because it holds teachers responsible within their classroom. Because teachers are given particular curriculum targets to transfer to their students, structure within classrooms becomes a necessity in order for students to perform adequately on tests. The majority of modern educators favor standardized tests and the benefits they provide for themselves and their students. This statement makes sense. If the majority of students within one particular classroom perform well on a test, the outliers are exposed. This gained information will notify the educator of students who may require motivation or additional aid within their course. During his first week in office, President George W. Bush announced that without yearly testing, we don't know who is falling behind and who needs help. Without yearly testing, too often we don't find failure until it is too late to fix. Standardized tests allow teachers to more completely cater to the needs of their students before it is too late. Similar to the way stars give athletic college recruiters a basis to rate the approximate greatness of a player, standardized test scores give academic college recruiters a way to assess the approximate quality of prospective students. Preparing for these tests can aid students in gaining entry to furthered educational institutions while simultaneously previewing what college-level courses may be like. Standardized testing can help students to more effectively create goals to place themselves in a position to better prepare them for college. Results of performance on these tests will aid the student in accomplishing goals of self-betterment and future educational success. In order to keep teachers and students successfully executing school curriculum and preparing properly for college, standardized testing is a tool that should be continued to be implemented. All negative consequences of these tests are overridden by the enormous benefits provided not only for students, but for their teachers and their schools. Responsible educators, accurate progress evaluators, and a fair recruitment method are simply a few of the many benefits standardized testing holds for modern society. The history of these tests is one of strong foundation and should always be considered when debating this subject. The continued implementation of standardized testing will help American student success and American tradition.